Hello, my name is Jubo, and today I want to talk about, and also I'm really passionate about this, and I spoke about it from my other channel, because if something happened, I don't know how to get it back, but this one's a re-upload or my redoing of the video that I like to call it dreams or prophecies. So here we go. I may be a weird one in this world, in this earth, or this place or country, whatever. That I think the dreams that we are having, like we're having when we're growing up, or like prophecies about something. It could be the most randomest dream they have that day, or that week, or that month, whatever, or that year. Like I'll give you my example. There's this dream that I went to this place in the city, in LA I'm talking about. And I remember walking with my parents, and I have a little sister, or a little sibling, I like to say. And I remember I was just walking, and then as I walk in there, I was doing something because the place inside looked fancy. It's not a hotel, or maybe it was, I don't remember. But, I'll give two examples. So, I remember there was a big explosions in the building. It was a very distraughting moment from there. And I remember I got so scared that I just turned around and then ran. I didn't even think about my parents, And then I remember I was running. I ran to the car outside the street, and I remember I had my keys, because my parents, what they do is they hand me over the keys, for me to be responsible with it, for it or whatever. And I remember I got in the car, I backed up really fast, and then put it on forward and fucking just drove off. I remember I drove off, and then I went to this fucking mountain or whatever, because LA, they have like super nice mountains to hike, like those hiking trails or whatever. I just figured out later. And I was fucking driving all the time. And I remember from the distance, I was seeing the LA in fire, and to this day, I still think about that dream sometimes. The reason why, because the LA riot started last week, and then they were like burning cars, whatever. I don't think is what I imagine, in my head of that dream, and fucking it brought me that when I see that car burning, or they're trying to looting that place, whatever. I think about that dream, and excuse me. Sorry, I was sneezing. I got excited. So, like that's an example. Another example is from the latest one today. Because, this morning, I woke up, I had like 2 dreams in one fucking night. or that one fucking sleep mode, I like to call it. Because his first dream that, I don't know, I was with the strip club with these, what I call it. I know, sorry, that sounds like weird as fuck, or weird in general, even though in the comments, if you like it, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, dude, you're fucking weird, you know, you're a fucking weird dude. You're like, yes, I'm weird, dude, but let me get the little ickness out of the way first, and I'll get to my point, you know. So I went to this, this fucking club with these reggaeton artists or whatever, I don't know how, but I was fucking walking and what's it called? And I remember just having a good time, at the strip club. If somebody doesn't know what a strip club is, basically, back in the day, before OnlyFans or before pornography, that if you want to have a good time, you either go to a strip club, where ladies are like in bikinis or whatever, you get a good service, or a brothel house, gets good service, whatever. But but anyway, I went, had a good time. I don't know what I was fucking doing, but I remember I was having a spectator point of view of what my other buddies were fucking doing. And I remember walking out, we're all like fucking feeling good and shit, feeling the fucking best, And then I remember, and then the second dream I had was fucking prior to that. That dream I had with that was about this woman getting eaten by the zombies or whatever. Like this, I remember these zombies were like eating her flesh, and I see this man standing over, holding her child, in her hand. And then I woke up. Woke up with fucking this. Well, no, let me continue. Sorry, I got sidetracked a little bit. But I fucking, I remember I woke up. Fuck. I remember that she wakes up. I'm sorry. She wakes up. And she was like, feeling like, what the fuck's going on? Remember, and she runs out, and then the zombies are like, still standing there, with nothing. And I remember she runs out because she woke up like really crazy, she's like, all that. But yeah, those are the two examples, well actually three I gave, of a crazy ass dream. The other two, I think the other one I just told may be related, but the third one may not. I could be wrong, but hold on. But yeah, I feel like with these dreams, that every time you keep having, I think it is affected. The point is, every dream you had is always a prophecy. Even though some of it is fiction, like I said, something that could lead to a little bit of a hidden truth. Maybe something in life later on is gonna happen when you're a teenager, a kid, an adult, whatever, a senior. It could happen, and I feel like this is affected by in the environment around us. Let's just say I grew up in the suburbs, and say the environment is somewhat okay and somewhat not okay. That's what the true definition is. When people hear suburban and think about those little community homes where the houses look the same and shit, hell no. The suburbs there where some people like me are from are not a community, but still right next to the ghetto side. That's what I think the true definition of a suburb. You're still next to the ghetto side, but you're still living in this little nice complex to at least have a decent childhood, and yeah, I just thought about it. I just want to know what you guys think. Probably you have your own stories about the craziest dreams you had or whatever. But I just gave you my point and my thought of it, of how dream I think somewhat works or not. The only way you could dream is when you have silence. For most of the people. Others like me, we need noise, to go to sleep, which also activates the dream. And the last one is the last resort. If you want to take it to the next level, I wouldn't recommend it because it will cost you your sleep. Is what's it called? Lucid dreaming. I know some people or some don't know about it. That's why I don't want to explain it, but those three things could have a big factor of the dreams you had. You could do or what it could happen or whatever. So yeah, that's it for the video. And my name is Jubo, and see you.